Yo. Oh, shit. Hang on. Hey, how's it going? All right, man. We'll get started in a sec. Thanks. Good. Looks like we're good. Okay. I just got to post this link. Oh, fuck. Where is it? Shit. Where is it? Okay. I'm glad I passed something. Where the hell did I put my... what am I doing here? YouTube. You start like 2 or 3 minutes. That's what I'm looking for. Shareable link. Okay, I think that's good. So that can go away. All right, another 2 minutes we'll go. Got a good mix today. What we got? It's kind of half and well, it's more crypto. A couple of crypto treasury firms. Okay, should be a good one. Can you please do a wave count on Nifty? Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have time. Let me make a note here so I don't forget. Nifty. Cool. That's a cool name. All right, Nifty. Made a note so I don't forget. All right, we're there. What? 33. We'll go. Disclaim. Adam, yeah. I think I've only got 6 or 7 from the members, so I should have time for some requests, which I like doing. I do. Let's see if I got anything from X. Oh my God. Wonka, who does this for me, just posted, sorry man, I totally spaced posting on X. I'll tell him it's not too late. These guys do a great job for me, but every now and then, life gets in the way. Okay, we there at 33. Okay, let's get rid. All right, we're there. So, disclaim is done. All right, so, I just do a quick, very brief little. Okay, what is this all about? Just for those that are new, or we have new members, new subs. All right, so what I do here is this is a member-driven live stream. They pick the assets that we review, and all I'm doing is kind of reviewing how they're coming with the material that we're teaching, right? We have a very specific methodology that we approach. Yes, there's a lot of Elliott Wave in it. But it's, as I like to remind people, it's not, yes, it's foundational, but certainly there are times where it's just not there. It's not effective. When it's there, I don't know of anything that's more useful, but it's not always there. Right? So it's a combination of market structure and volume profile and fib relationships and market geometry. These are all the things that we use to create a methodology. And that's what we teach in our belt system, which, by the way, I'm going to do this at the beginning because I always forget to do it at the end. We got Black Friday month going on. So if these courses develop an expertise in this methodology appeal to you, well, we've got some pretty big 50% off, pretty big discounts going for the Black Friday month, right? Swear to God, people started a week ago. So just so you know, right? I mean, that's we think this will benefit you, right? So this is this is probably our biggest discount we do of the year. So there's that here. I've done it. I'll do it at the end too, but I'm probably my worst marketer. I always forget to market what we're promoting here. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started here. Now, the idea is not to be critical of their work. The idea is to look at their work and then see if there's something they may have missed or some way that I can help them progress with what they're doing. And then often, these will be ripe for a setup, something that would get to your watch list that you might look at should we hit certain levels. Now, Wednesday at 11:30, we're not all, in swing trading, we're not going to always hit something that's ripe for an entry. I should emphasize this is all swing trading, so I would define that as 60 minutes and higher. It requires a different approach to the market. It requires more patience, which I've talked about the last couple of weeks, because we're all kind of programmed to the immediate results, right? And swing trading requires discipline and patience to allow things to develop. And that doesn't suit everybody right now. I would tell you that's where the big money is made. Many very, very successful traders will tell you the majority of their returns for a year are maybe 5, maybe 10% of their trades. It's the ones that run where you get something that so if we were looking at this as an example, to get a wave 3 here, should we get it, we're talking that would be the target up here. And I haven't measured, but just so you get the idea, that's, that could be a year. I mean, this is a 3-hour chart. It could be a year in the making. Now, you don't necessarily have to sit, until you hit a certain fib target, but just to get perspective, right? It's important to get that perspective. That could be a year out. I mean, it could be next summer, right? If something like that hits. Now you think about the broader crypto landscape, where, okay, right, so we got some weakness today. We had, a little softness here of, well, more than a little. Over time, right, if you just look at the major cryptocurrencies, not the, God, no, I don't even know how many altcoins we have now. It's a ridiculous number. 95% of them will not be around in 5 years, or you can count on that. But the majors, right, that are going to be so foundational to the digitization, the tokenization of the financial system, they're 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now, do you think they're going to be lower? Probably not. So it's just a matter of timing and then positioning and then being able to maintain the discipline to let something appreciate like it has the potential to. Right now, the potential is just that. It's potential. Doesn't mean we're going to go up here. It doesn't mean we're going to go get this. But for risk reward, right, this isn't quite ripe, and I'm just using this as an example. But I mean, just to, let's say we pop this down here, just for an example, just to give you some perspective. Oh, we're in log scale, so that's going to fuck me up. Hang on. Right. Well, there you go. Let me bring this up a bit so I can do it in log scale. Okay. 132 to 1. Is that something you think you could sit with? Well, it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but that the kind of return, and again, I don't know anything about this company, right? Other than I know from, let me get over here. Who gave me this? MK. Oh, fuck me. Hang on a second. I lost my space here. Who gave me this? MK. I forgot the night. This is not, MK 1988. He gave me this here. I've never looked at these guys before. That's why I encourage, if you just can't resist the temptation to going down to a 5-minute or a 15-minute and you want to day trade, okay, fine, right? But you want to have a nice mix between long-term positions like this and those shorter term where you get your dopamine hit, right? Which is, kind of what you're doing. To position yourself like this as an investment with that kind of return, it's not easy to sit through that, or it's very, very hard to do because you get up so far, you're like, oh, I got to take it. I can't risk giving that back. But it's the ones that you let run, right, that make the whole difference for the year, right? Or could be over 2 years, right? That's where the big money is made, which nobody really likes to tell you that, right? They want to say, look what I'm, God damn, I swear to God, YouTube is so full of this. It's become pervasive now that I scroll through my feed, right? Because I track a lot of people. I'm always interested in learning what people are doing. Lately, I make $5,000 an hour. I made 20,000. I made 20,000 yesterday. It's just, have a little perspective on what's real and what's just clickbait, I'm not saying that there aren't people making $20,000 in a day. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying for the average trader, right? Which, let's put ourselves in. Most traders, how about I say it that way? Your money is going to be made on, again, maybe 5-10% of your trades. And it's the ones that you let run, right? That's the advantage of swing trading, right? You got, some risk here to deal with, but the potential reward, that's the whole reason to do it. Okay, so with all that said, and we're ready to go here. Okay, so this is from MK1980. Now, he's doing some nice work, right? He's obviously got some Elliott training before he came to us. So this is nicely done. So you can look at this here and say, okay, well, we're coming off of a low. So what are the things that we look for always at a low, right? Did we sweep liquidity, right? Because those are the footprints of bigger players, institutions, right? Call them what you will, whales. They because they move so much size, this is what they're looking for, is the liquidity. Where can they get it? Do you think there might have been some stops down here, right? That's why, right? And that's how it's the reaction that tells us, where we don't have to wonder, oh geez, right? Was that Billy Bob Crypto doing that? No, only institutions, whales can do that, can move the market like that. Retail cannot do that. You and I, we cannot do that, right? So this is very big footprints here. Now we're coming all the way back down here. I tweaked this a little bit for you, MK98. I didn't like that order. Your order block was way over here. It had already been tapped, right? So this is likely the order block that's still sitting here, this down candle here, before we get the big gap. Now, of course, we're getting gaps because of, is that earnings, right? Or it's either that or pre-earnings. So we're coming all the way back down now to test this. Now, of course, right, the genius of Elliott, here, let's get this off here, right, is the simplicity of the fact that the market has a very strong tendency, not always, right? There's no always in the markets, to move in 5s and 3s, right? That's the genius of Elliott. Well, here we have complexity. So this is a complex correction. So it's a series. This one is, this takes some Elliott's, you will have had to have spent some time studying Elliott Wave to be able to get this one. So we have an A, it's got two triangles in it. So we've got an A, we've got a triangle B, right? So first is learning where you can have triangles. Triangle B into an impulse C. So we get an A, B, C into a W. A, B, C, D, E. I'm going to change that just so it stands out. Let's put that in green, right? So now I get an A, B, C, D, E into an X. And then the idea here is, I think we're okay here. We'd be looking for an ABC here to complete this, right? So we've got an X since we're doing this. So while it's, what do I want here? There's complexity. It's 3 triangle, which is an adaptation of a 3. And then we'd be looking for an A, a B, and a C to complete that. And then the potential, and the reason the risk reward is so high here is that we're anticipating that this low will not be broken. Now, if it's broken, you say, oh, okay, well, that didn't work out. That doesn't mean this was an impulse. That doesn't mean this count isn't accurate. It just means that the market's not playing ball here, right? So it's going to sweep that low when we got to reevaluate, and then the whole thing starts again. So as it is right now, this is a nice looking trade, but it's not ripe for the buy. This would be, you have the potential for this to go into a B here, right? So there's probably a shorter term trade here if we start to come out of here, but there's no evidence here that we've put in a bottom. Okay, but if you would be looking for a 3, right? So if that's an A, we're looking for a B, and then we'd be looking for, a C that stays above that pivot. That would be the roadmap you'd be anticipating should it want to play good ball here, right? So it wants to play Elliott ball. Now, again, market's under no obligation. I say this every week. Market's under no obligation to do anything, right? It's going to do what it's going to do. We're just trying to use the Elliott Wave Theory based on 96 years of precedent. I always, to a certain degree, feel like I have to defend Elliott Wave because there's so many Elliott Wave haters. And usually that's people that tried it, got stopped out a few times, and this shit doesn't work. like any approach, right? I'm not saying Elliott Wave is the only way to skin the cat, right? It's just one approach. What we teach, what we use, it's what I was taught, it's how I was trained, how I came up through the markets, using this as the foundation, right? So that's why I teach it, because I've studied it. I see it in the market. I literally can't look at a chart and not see it. I can't. It's just my brain is wired that way now after 30 years of doing this. So looking here, well, do you want to be a buyer here? Is there some reason to be a buyer here? Well, that's where if you were short term, right, we go to an hourly, is there some reason to be a buyer here? Well, you might look at it and say, okay, well, I'm relatively inexpensive. If we just consider this as our 68.2%, or just round it to 70% of the trading volume is up here. Well, I'm relatively inexpensive. If this is the most agreed to price here, okay, well, I'm cheap, right? I'm below value. So to come back up here, you might say, okay, well, if that's going to go, why do I have the ingredients here? Well, yeah, I do. I have one. If I draw it, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So always a question with Elliott Wave is, does it have the right look, right? Do we have it's not something wacky. It's all contained in that channel. So that's a great looking impulse. But in the broader picture here, it doesn't suggest completion. It suggests part of the pieces of completion. So the anticipation would be, if I pull this out of here, well, where can I anticipate some algo resistance, right? So we know there's going to be some right up here, right? This is our pocket where we know there's an algo that responds here. We don't have to wonder about it. I've probably shown it 50, 60,000 times. We know there's an algo response here. Now, just because there's an algo there doesn't mean it couldn't break. It just, we know that it's going to be active there. Remember, for everyone I show you that succeeds or that holds, there's one that breaks, right? Because it's on both sides, always on both sides, right? It's the easiest thing to forget. It's on both sides, right? So it's probably right here. This looks like, just eyeballing it. Yeah, maybe a little front run if I bring it up here. So they're just tapping the golden zone home. It doesn't make its target, and they get stopped out here, right? It's software, right? So there's not a guy going, oh shit, I don't know, should I take the stop here? Should I it's just software, right? So once it cracks the 65, they're out, and that doesn't mean they reverse. What it means is that they're out of the market. Now, where will they pick it up again? Right here. And there's the target. That's how the algo works. And it's simple to track, right? It's very simple to track, right? Again, I have to remind people, right? This is not my discovery, right? David Halsey, in his book Trading the Measured Move, revealed this to the trading community. All I did was add the 65 to it because I kept watching it break the 618 by 2, 3, 4, 5 ticks, right? And just noticed that if I put the 65 on that, I had a nice little zone here, right? So that's what we call it, the golden zone. It's now been it's funny because I literally, I just added it to my chart, started teaching it. Now I see it all over the place, right? So that's all right. I take that as a compliment. Okay, so here's the potential roadmap here. Well, now if we go down here and we look at this, is there anything to suggest that has started? Well, not really. I mean, a little bit here, but this is the lower low. I have an internal sweep, right? You say, okay, well, a little sweep here. Oops. Okay, I got a little sweep here, but this I would need to get up here to get get a change of character. That's just internal. Some internal liquidity here. If I'm going to get a change of character, let's get it up here. I'd want it up here because this is a pivot that actually did something, right? It broke a prior low here, so we know that's more significant. This is just internal. You go down to a 15 minute. You might look at something here and say, oh, there's a chalk. Well, you want something more significant than that. There's also, you see the fair value gaps that are, right? See all of this imbalance here right now. Right, that's what that's dealing with. So that's more than anything, right? That's likely a sell. That's a place to be looking to get short here as these shorts are getting mitigated. Well, there's not quite enough here to say, oh, hey, couldn't that be a 1-2, right? Oh, couldn't this be a 1-2? Yeah, it could, right? But let's let all that happen, right? So that's the thing, right? You want to be careful about going, oh, it had a 3, so that must be it, right? And it did get a gap here, but this is not quite good enough, right? So one thing that I always try and encourage you to be mindful of is the reason you might chase that right here. You fall, I don't want to miss it. you're not missing anything, right? You're just trying to get to that B wave here. Again, if you're day trading, you might say, oh, shit, I don't want to miss that. But if you step back to, I mean, here, again, I would tell you 60 minutes or above is what we're teaching. That's swing trading. Day trading would be 15 minutes and below. Swing trading, 60, some would say 4 hours and above. So, okay, am I missing anything here? Well, if you're day trading, maybe, right? But as a swing trader, what I'm looking for is confirmation. I want this to confirm for me. Give me the 5. I'll let it happen. If I get a 5 here, well, then maybe I'm going to come back here and rethink this. Maybe coming out of here, I could do an A, B, C. Right now, you could see the potential for it. It could be an A, B, C. How would I know, right? What would get me thinking, oh, maybe I want to rethink this? Well, if I get that, then I'd be saying, hey, that's a 5 followed by a 3. So I could come back to this and say, is there a path for this to be the ABC that would complete it? Well, this would start to get me thinking that way. But this has to happen first. It hadn't happened yet. So all you're doing right now is saying, oh, okay, I'm forecasting in my mind that that's coming because that's what I want. But just because you want it, it doesn't mean shit, right? We all want, I want Bitcoin at 500 grand too, but just because I want it, right, first some things have to happen. So is this a candidate for a trade to be watching? Absolutely. Is it ripe? No. Something to do? No. Get on your watch list, right? So you might, it wouldn't be a bad idea, right? If you're drawn to these kind of companies that are using crypto for their treasuries, you might say, okay, I'm going to make a watch list of crypto treasury companies, right? With, majors. Okay, all right, so keep an eye on them. Solana starts to pop. What is that going to do to this stock? Well, right now, Solana is getting, the alts are not having a great week. But if the alts start to pop, what is that going to do for the Solana treasury companies, right? That's going to make them look better and better and better. So maybe we start to roll here. But before you even consider trading it, let's get that. Because the trade you'd want is here. Right? 1, 2, you're looking for the third. And look what it has to break it, get on the other side of the POC, right? The guaranteed there'll be resistance there. It's got to get there. All of this has to be broken. There'll be bears fighting it the whole way, which is why the market doesn't move in straight lines. We all know this, right? That's why you get this. Oh, break. Oh, now I got a 1, 2, 3. Now this is an entirely different ball game. This, well, it's cheap. Cheap is relative. It's cheap relative to the most agreed to price, right? Fair value. It's cheap relative to the value area low, but it's not, there's no buy signal there. Now, if you're accumulating because you think, oh, okay, well, this is a reasonable spot. All right, well, accumulate away. Is that the best place you want to park your capital? Accumulating in something like this? Well, maybe, right? Maybe you want to put some money here, and I'd keep an eye on that low because you're going to invalidate the whole premise here, right? So if you're accumulating, put an alert on that, and that's where you got to get out because it's no longer a possibility to be 1, 2. If we sweep that low, well, then let it happen, and then let's see what the reaction is. Because all of this gets invalidated per the way it's being counted. Now, we could come and we'll find some other way to count it, but you would need, okay, oh, maybe they're going to sweep that liquidity and then we're going to get a 5. And then the whole thing starts all over again. Right? That's the beauty of it, right? It's a sequence that repeats. All right, see, anything to add there? I don't think so. Now, he gave me 2 of these. This is another crypto treasury company. This is, what are these guys doing? Sharplink Gaming. What did he tell me? I don't know what they're. Is this a Solana? I'm not sure if Solana is what's on their treasury. Not entirely comfortable with the count. This is also from MK 1988. Although the risk reward would be interesting, right? So he's basically echoing what I just said, right? I'm going to go ahead and hide that. Oh, let me hide that. All right. So, okay. So here's the same thing, right? Big impulsive ripping coming off of the low. Just what you look for, right? We get a little sweep of that liquidity low. Monster. Now let's see. That's a 3 hour. Let's go out to an 8. Oh, I mean, I can't resist, right? Just out of curiosity, don't you want to know if Al is involved there? It's not to the tick. It's a little skinny, right? This volume. I don't like to see that in something I'm trading, even if I go to the daily. A little better here. This Sharplink Gaming. Never looked at them. Never heard of them, right? I guess they hit the market. No, oh no, they've been around for a while. Let's go to a weekly. Well, something. Oh, that's to 08. All right, so these guys, they've been around for a while. Okay, so now we get a little perspective on it. Okay, so big, massive pump. Looks like we're retracing all of that. Let's see. I wonder what he's looking for here. Oh, let's go down to that daily again. A, B, diag. Okay, so he's going, that's kind of skinny, but it's a very skinny rip. We can move this off of here. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of skinny on the finish. But again, look at the, you see the, like a reverse head and shoulders here, right? 3, here's the low, here's the, right? We don't get a new low. That's what gives it. Do you see, this is probably the most common pattern you want to look for, right? We sweep the low, then we don't get a new low, right? So, because we all know there's liquidity right here, right? They can't get it. No, they can't get it, right? Oh, how do we know it's institutions? Right there, right? That retail can't do that. So we know we have institutions pushing this here, not A, B, C. Invalidation, why? Why is that invalidation? I'm not sure what he's thinking there. Oh, shit. We got to stay in log. He's looking for this to finish down here. Sure why he has this as invalidated. A, B, 1, 2, well, you probably count that differently. It's 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. It may be he's identifying here that this the diag here, the idea that we're doing this as a diag starts to extend. Not sure what exactly why he's thinking that, but as I look at this here, 1, 2, 3, 4, we got one more push down. Order blocks here, fair value gaps, demand zone, earnings. Shit, tomorrow. Is that tomorrow? That's tomorrow. Earnings tomorrow. So okay, you want to take a flyer on it? I'd want to see what how the options are positioned. You see, so the question would be, okay, well, how far could that go off of earnings? Oh, there's so many. You'd want to look at how the how the market makers are positioned for that. But as we come in down here, is that ripe? Well, yeah, I'd watch it. I don't know anything about them. Well, obviously, right? They were. What did we get up to here? 120, right? So they're not an insignificant player. I mean, this must be. We got here. Drop into the golden zone. Where's the trade? So we would approach it right there for the risk reward. Put stop under the 65. You want to wait for this, right? It's so tempting to go. What if? Oh, if I pick the low? Well, you don't need to. Don't try to. It's just. It's not worth it, right? Because if you get stopped out, it gets harder and harder to take the trade. Let this happen. Let this happen. I don't care if it doesn't matter, right? Let the first, because that's how you confirm the low. Let this happen. Then on the retrace, which it will come, your risk reward now is defined with massive upside, right? You see, if that's going to complete here, if it's going to complete and we're going to go 1, 2, this trade is worth waiting for, right? Back to swing trading. Right, now, can you wait? That could be the end of next year, right? Do you see where we are here? That could be the middle of 26. Oh, I guess that's 9 months away. Can you wait for it? Is it worth waiting for? Oh, that log scale fucks me up every time I do that. No, if I do it that way. What would your target be? Well, wouldn't you just use the, where do they usually go? Something like that. You don't need to give it that much. A couple of ticks at 8 to 1. Makes a big difference to your P&L, but you have to wait. You have to wait for this to set up. It could take, could be February before that sets up. So one for your watch list, definitely. All right, thanks MK1980. Your work's very good, right? Definitely, I can see you've had some training. I got that. Looks like I'm just trying to find Al, right? He's always there. He's not quite getting to the tick, but that's certainly ripe. Also, edge of the value area here, so we're inexpensive, relatively speaking, right? We're relatively inexpensive, right? Always an advantage, right? If you're looking for edge, right? We don't want to be entering right at the point of control. You have no edge there. We're relatively inexpensive, relatively. Right here, golden zone. So do you see the ingredients here? I've got an Elliott Wave pattern here that looks like it could be completing. I'm at a golden zone where I know an algo is going to be active. I'm at the low end of the value area here, below value, so I know I'm relatively inexpensive. I'm waiting for this piece. Now kick. I'll take the retrace. All right, I get an 8 to 1. Okay, thanks for those MK19A. Those look good. All right, looks like the market. I have to peek over my shoulder by the machine. Looks like the market is starting to come back a bit. Good to see. It was awfully harsh sell-off this morning. Okay, so we did those two from MK1988. Very good. Okay, Crypto Janice is up. We were looking at Bitcoin. Now, with Crypto Janice, we're going to see a lot of lines. He likes his lines. So it takes me a minute to decipher what he's doing. Let's save here. So now I'm going to get rid of this one. We're going to do Bitcoin. He's thinking we've got a 335 flat correction, and this is high left. Okay. All right, high left. Okay, it's a lot of lines. All right, it's always easier when it's when you've drawn the lines. So what are we doing here? All right, so here's our order block. Okay, so he's got us going A, B, and ABC. You can get a C here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? It's skinny. Let me do this here just so we can see it better. And again, I do this not because volume is not important to me. If I'm looking at volume, I'm more interested in volume profile. But just to save the screen real estate. Okay, all right, so I'm going to just make this bigger so we can see it. So let's go to minuet here. So A, so 3, 3, 5. Right, coming down here, here's his target down here in the midst of this order block, which you could think of as, okay, well, this was the origin of this move here. So we push, we come back, we don't quite tap it. We get just shy of it. But you can see all the ingredients you want to look for whenever you're considering entering, right? There's the sweep of liquidity. Get our liquidity sweep on there, right? So just what you want to, great example, right? Just to reemphasize this. So we get the sweep of liquidity and then what follows it. This is how you know, right? It's legit, right? So there's the fair value gap, the imbalance, right? So sweep the low, swing, retrace. We come back here, likely order block there on a smaller time frame. And then we get the push. So, right, that's the tell, right? That's just, you don't have to wonder when you see that. Okay, so we're coming back here. So we're going to go A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, looking for 5 down. Pardon me. We've got the A, we got the B. So let's go down to a 2 hour. So 3, the proposed C is in here through an A, B, C. That gives us our diag 3. A, B, it gets a little skinny, but it's there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gets us our C for the 4. Now we've got A. It's too soon to call it, right? So we got an A, we got a possible B there. What's there? What's that? Just prior support, right? Potentially resistance, looks like what he's outlining there. So here's the roadmap that he's giving us. Let's pull this back here. So let me draw it so you can see it. So here's the 5 into the A. Here's the 3 into the B. We get right just shy of the golden zone. Now he's looking for what would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So we get an A, B, C. So we're looking for a zigzag. 5, 3, 5 to come down here to complete that. Complete the 2 into the origin of the move that took us higher to look for what's next, right? Now, just as I was saying before, the goal, right, and I want you to think about this next time you see a pivot. The goal is not to be in this move. Yes, it feels good. Oh, I picked the low, right? But over time, that's not your objective, is to pick the low. It's just over time, right? There's going to be too many times where you're going to get stopped out because the market hasn't shown you that the low is in. It's just, I got to pivot. Pivot is not a confirmed low. You'd need to sweep this, right? If indeed we come down here and we break this low, because that will be the highest pivot, right? That broke the low. We don't have that yet. So from this low to this, you could almost do it this way. You could just draw a box here, right? This is the last swing high. Now we haven't done this yet on the assumption that we're going to come down here and we're going to break this low, right? Then this would be the highest high that produces a new break. That would be another break of structure. So this is why Elliott Wave and market structure or SMC, right? They as I always tell you, Elliott Wave is the OG of market structure, right? They just new names. So 3, 4, if we're going to break this, right? That's a break of structure, right? What do we anticipate? Now, not what do we know? What do we anticipate after a break of structure? A retrace. Well, you could see how it just now play it out. We're getting a retrace. Hey, break of structure. There's the retrace. Well, the next time we retrace, right now the assumption is that the low is in. So now, let's make it even higher. If I do it this way, I was trying to stick with his, but I'm going to redraw it like this. All right. So this would be a change of character if we break this high. Right. Now, some people, they want 2, or it's kind of a, if I break this here, right, that would be a significant break because that's the last high, right, that broke the low. So when I get that retrace right here, now I'm very interested, right, and also very common to test up after a break of a trend line to test from above. So how do you put that whole thing together? Right there. So you got to wait for it. That's the trade you're looking for. Right, if we're going to get a 3, right, we'd be going after that 100, right, because that would be 1618, right? So there's the roadmap. Now nobody knows, right? This is going to play, right? We haven't done any of this, but if we come down here, I would set an alert on this low. If we break that, what do we? Okay, first ingredient. Oh, are we sweeping liquidity? Yep. Now what happens? Because nothing says we can't do that. What happens when we get here? Do we get that? And what shape does it take? Because again, these things are not optional. If you're applying Elliott Wave, this is the advantage of Elliott Wave that I think many miss. If this is the pivot low, and we're assuming, right, that we've got the 2 in, this piece is not optional. That has to be a 5, or you don't take the trade. Now it could be a diag. It could be a diag. It could be a diag. Fuck. I don't like that. We get a diag like that as a 5, right? But it has to be an actionary wave, right? It's either an impulse or a motive wave, or an impulse or a diag, right? So otherwise, no trade. No trade. No trade. Right? Didn't happen. I'll wait until the market shows me its intention. right now, okay, well, next up, what happens here? Well, we're doing a lot of forecasting here, right? And at this moment in time, we don't yet know. I mean, because there's a count here that has the C is in somewhere over here. Well, let's see if I can get it. All right, we do this. A, B, C, right? Looks the most probable, but someone else might look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, or maybe we do something else. It's the other thing, right? If you're unsure, because is there any way to be sure here based on this price action? No, which means no trade, no action, no need to do anything. What advantage would you have here? What would be your edge? You don't have one. So what are you doing other than, okay, let's check on it. That's the important low here. Do we hold this or do we break it? If we break it, now we're looking down here. Okay, thanks for those, Crypto Janice. All right, I got a couple from him. Now he's giving me, what do we got here? Total3. Okay. Copy link. Okay. Okay, there we go. Bitcoin. Yeah, we just did it. Okay, I peek over to the, because this is you guys are on the screen way off to my right. I have to. I've said this before. I got one of those really huge, like wraparound monitors, and I kind of regret it because I can't see over there. It's so far away. Okay, so this is, what am I doing here? I'm doing lower right. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is pure alt. So we're excluding Bitcoin, ETH, and the stable coins. All right. So we're looking for alt season, right? It keeps threatening, but then it keeps fading. A diag into the 1. Here's the 5 into that 1. Here, let me change that color. Oh, it's here. We'll put it in white. Okay, so here's the proposed 1. A, B, C, W. Oh, looks like we're going to do it this way. A, B, C, W. Yeah, what are we on? We're on an 8 hour there. Let's go to a 4. Oh, again, let me do this here just because I think it's just easier to see. Three. Probably do it there. A, B, C. A, B, C. Candidate for an X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A. Let's go yellow here so we can see it. A, B, C into a B. Now here's the forecast. Coming down for the C, right, to complete. Looks like we're wicking the 65 here, but not getting through. So we've got our clear resistance here, which is, we could probably get an order block in there. Right there. Why do I do that? Because if this is the, well, we just do it this way. Get you right there. All right, so this is order block because what comes after it, right? Imbalance, right? Fair value gaps. So a decent order block up there. This looks like, I think that's the same thing he was doing before. Another golden zone, but that golden zone has broken. All right, so W1, 2. Brighten that up a little. 3, 4, 5, A. B. 1, 2. 3, 4, 5. So if this plays out, alt season still on hold. There it is. 3, 4, 5 coming down. December, right, was when we're hoping for it. We get a little Christmas alt pump. Things we want to look for. Now, this is such an extreme wick here. I wouldn't be anticipating that, but if it started to go, right, that's the obvious target. This is the low. I'd want to see them, you know, I'd be looking for that to sweep. So we get a more traditional, because I would do this, right? So just that wick rejection, right? It's a really kind of an anomaly. Was there trading there? Yes, of course there was, but it's rejected so hard. I'd be looking at this, you know, as the important liquidity. That's just me, right? I'm not saying that's right. It's just that's how I would approach it. If I come down here, well, okay, I'm coming in an order block. I got the measured move algo sitting right here. All right, so we've got, right, so we can see it. What's he pulling from, right? So one time tapped, right? We go down here and test it again. You do the same thing here. It just makes it easier to see them. Okay, so swing low, right? We got through it right here a little bit. Looks like if I went back a pivot, which is what the algo will do, right? We hold. So you got a real fib fight here. You're just between two algos. Right? It happens every day, every time frame, right? It's like very, very, very consistent. Because again, the people behind this, they don't care. They don't care which side wins. They'll just go with whatever, right? Because they go in series, right? So they'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It turns the other direction, and they'll take a stop. I've seen 7, 8, 9, 10 in a row. So here's the move down here. Well, here's our target. Is there something to do right now? Well, no, not, you know, you're not going to trade this, but you're looking for alts to come down here and complete. So the idea that towards the end of this month, we're going to complete this sell-off and then have at least the ingredients there for a kick in the alts going into the end of the year. Do we get it? Well, nobody knows. Why does everybody want to trade alts, right? Because the percentage return is potentially so much higher. So alts would be more tradable, you know, the majors, if you look at the top 5, 10 crypto, longer term holds would be that's how I approach it. Nothing to do here, right? Other than, you know, I'm assuming that most of us are looking for an alt bull. So nothing to do but wait. It's not ripe just yet. It's not yet. Okay, let me keep moving. Okay, so, Pilgrim. How's it going, man? Pilgrim's in. Been a consistent poster here. I like, that's how you get the most value out of our membership, right? It's post. Interact. Right? A lot of people, they join Discords and they just go quiet. It's just like, oh, I won't say anything. Oh, shit, I don't want to say anything. If you're in, post, right? That's how you get some value out of it. It's the ones that are quiet, right? That just say, oh, fuck this, whatever. You know, if you're active and you're participating, you're getting good value for your investment. Not that it's, you know, investment. You know, you're putting dollars into your education, right? So if you're going to do it, do it. Looks like we got a golden zone here from. This should surprise exactly no one. Right, there's your golden zone. Again, I show it every week. I like to think I don't need to say much about it anymore. Butterfly Network. Okay, so this is nice, right? So this is we're emphasizing swing trading, which is 60 minutes and higher. So you see, I'm going to go out a little bit here just to get some perspective, right? So, this is pretty. I don't know why I don't know these guys. Well, let's go to a daily. Okay, so this looks like you've got an impulse that finishes us. So if we look at this, looks like the extension is in the 1. Did we get that? Yeah, we did. Look at that shit that does not happen randomly. Oh, triangle there. Oh, fuck, I don't think it matters at this point in time. It could be a WXY. Not sure it matters because that sure looks like looks like 5. This could be A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Yeah, let's just leave it. Let's keep it simple, right? So we're focused on the other side of it, right? So we got here, all the ingredients are there, right? Remember, right? Before a major pivot, the most significant thing you're looking for is that. Did they sweep the liquidity that was sitting right there, right, to accumulate? If they did, well, that means there's likely an order block. Come here. There's likely an order block here that we can recognize. Oh, I'd use the whole thing, right? The whole move down. Oh, shit, you could use the whole thing. All right, all of these down, right? It's just single time framing. One time framing all the way down, right? We don't overlap any of the highs, right? So there's probably an order block sitting right there. Oh, here we go. So we got that. We got gaps here. So there's one, I'm going to do it here. Oh, shit, you might have to do A, B, C. Again, I don't know that it matters, right? Let's go with the 1, 2 here like this. It's here, something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I think you have to do it over here. A, B, C. Right there. So down we go, right? So same thing. It should be this is the first thing your eye goes to, right? Before you even anything, right? You're thinking, is that low? Did they sweep liquidity? Yes. Whoa, right to the golden zone. Oh, probably just a coincidence. Okay, so we get 5, 3, 5, 3. Just out of curiosity, right? Clearly they broke the first one. This would be too deep, right? So if you are looking here, right, you're too deep here. But what will the algo do when this breaks, right? It'll just go back a pivot. So here we go. So 1, 2. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Remember, every 1, 2 just makes it all the more bullish because we got this. Oh, you got that twice. Do you have that twice? Yeah, it looks like you do. So I'm going to take that one off. All right, so every 1 needs a 3, right? 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 1, 2. That's very bullish. Let's go intermediate here. 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Because see, again, right? There's nothing else in trading that gives you this advantage. If this is the 1 and this is the 2, and that is not the 3, right? What's left? The 1 of the 3. Oh, there's the 2, right? We didn't sweep the low. So this is like a 5th grader. 1, 2, 1. Oh, it didn't get the low. So what choices do I have here? 1, 2. Oh, I got a 3. What's the highest probability location for a wave 3? In other words, where do they usually go? 1, 6, 1, 8, 1, 7, 5. Again, I can't make this shit up. Right? Pilgrim and I didn't coordinate before this. Oh God, let's go through everything so we can find something that has a 1, 6, 1, 8 for the 3rd. No, that's not what's happening here. Again, there's 96 years of precedent here. It's not like we're just pulling this out of our ass, right? Where do they usually go? Well, there you go. All right. So you'd feel, oh man, he's got these twice. I'm not sure why. So you look at this here and go, oh, okay, I feel pretty good about calling that the 3. So what's now important to me with my Elliott Wave hat on? Okay, I don't want to see that get overlapped because I want an impulse here. Oh, 1, 2. Oh, fuck. What is this? A, B. Oh. Right. As soon as you're like, what the? Oh, triangle. A, B, C, D, E. For a 4, right? Perfectly valid for a 4. And nice, right? We get a nice triangle here. And then what comes off of it? Another 5. So again, this is where does the market move in 5s and 3s? Triangles being the little caveat exception. 1, 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, triangle, 5. So what did we just complete here? This one's 3. Well, if it's going to be the 3, it has to have an impulse in it. Do we get an impulse in it? Yes, we do. How are you feeling about this count right now? Pretty good, right? Oh, look at this. Oh, we get an ending diagonal. Jesus Christ, Pilgrim. This is fucking spectacular. Great work, man. Great pick. So what do I have here? I got a 1. I mean, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right look? Yeah, right look. Technically valid, technically perfect. Like literally, like right out of a textbook. I can't make this shit up. It can't get any better. Look at the channeling. Just absolutely fucking perfect. Oh God, maybe. Oh, you don't think we'll get a 3 coming down, do you? Oh man, maybe it'll be technical. Some wicks, right? They're wrestling with it. What else? What are we doing right here? Right, big imbalance, right? Big fair value gap right here. I mean, this almost looks like somebody said, okay, well, let's put together a fake chart and show people what an Elliott Wave impulse and retrace would look like in a perfect scenario. If it was perfect, what would it look like? Butterfly network. Jesus, I can't believe, that's why I love these live streams, right? Because I see stuff I've never seen before. Okay. Oh, well, maybe we'll get it into 3. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4. I know this Elliott Wave shit doesn't work anymore. Right? No, it's not the hip happening stuff. That's your grandfather's TA. It is what it is because people respond to money the same way as they always have. Greed, fear. Greed, fear. It's just crowd dynamics, right? It never changes, right? Because people don't change. Fear and greed is not going away. How have we tried to deal with that? Let machines do it. Because they don't deal with fear and greed. 5, what are we looking for? 3. Seriously now, what would you be into? Oh man, he doubled up everything. Or maybe it's something I did that everything has been doubled. Okay, do I get a 3 here? I got a 5. How do I feel about this 2? Oh, Jesus, everything's doubled here. How do I feel about this 2? Pretty good. Oh God. Maybe I'll get a 5 off of that. Do I get a 5 off of that? What else is here, right? That you guys don't forget these. If I go to the lowest pivot. Looks like it's that one. Oops. Trading principle number 1. 80% odds I get there. I have to say this every time I mention this. 80 is not 100. 80% I'll take all day, every day. If I can get 80% odds anyway, I mean, what would you? No, that's not good enough for me. No, I don't. I like the 100% odds. Yeah, that's gonna be a long wait looking for that. 80% I get there, and I have an algo target. What else would be something I could use to measure? Right? Again, it's just basics, and I don't have this yet. I don't have this, but look. You see where that would be? All right, if we get the ABC here, oh, now look how this starts to come together. What's the highest probability location for a wave 3? Boom. Man, everything is doubled. That's just so weird. Right, so come here, right here. Now, do I know this is going to happen? Of course not. But boy, if I had to pick something, we don't have this yet. Right, so you're waiting for this, right on the edge of the median line, right? A little sweep outside of it. What would it be doing? Is there some liquidity it might sleep here that looks like equal lows, right? So if you go in there, right, you say, okay, could this have been left? Here we'd have it right here. Left some lows here to get swept, just sitting there. Ooh. You got an order block there as well. Decisional, right? Just call it decisional, right? Just because it's in the middle here. So why would I consider that an order block? Because look what came off of it. Here's the fair value gap. Right? So coming back. Now, what's up here? Jesus, everything is double. That's just the weirdest thing. I don't know if that was him or me. Okay, now we can always expand the B, right? That's what makes the B's tricky, right? But the B is the sucker move, right? That's for retail. That's for people that don't think, oh God, could that be? Well, just careful. You got to be mindful of the fact that we could expand a B because we got an A now. We're looking for a B. Now it's less probable that we do this, right? Because that can, throw your count off if you're not aware of it. But typically, you'd look for a B to retrace, right? And not, Jesus, every one of these is doubled. And not retrace all the way, but it could, right? So there's no trade yet, unless you're, again, trading down, if you're day trading. If you're day trading, you're going to buy that or sell that? You're going to buy it. But really what you're looking for here is this, right? But that's not the trade down here. It's that's not it. It's this, right? The trade is here, right here. Because I can put my stop down here, because the premise is the low is in. If they sweep this, if this comes down, okay, well, invalid. But my risk reward is so much smaller, and my reward is so much higher. Because what am I shooting for? Way the fuck up here. Right, but I'm going to fuck around down here like, oh, I got stopped out. Oh, man, this Elliott Wave doesn't work. You can't go again? What does that look like? Classic W, head and shoulders, right? Because at some point, right, a low has to form, just like that down here. At some point, there's a low that they can't get. But that's the risk reward you're after. Same as you were up here, right? Same idea. Don't try and pick the turn. If nothing else, right? If you, for those of you that watch this regularly, don't be this guy. Be this guy. You'll be much happier. And what are you're fucking around for, peanuts, pennies, relatively speaking, to what the potential that's there. So don't let this go, oh fuck, well, screw that. Butterfly networks, man, I'm getting that on my watch list. Ooh, that's a beauty. Because when they play it that well through that much time, odds are it'll keep playing good Elliott ball. Great post, Pilgrim. Great post. Thanks for that. Really, goddamn, I can't script them any better than that. Okay, who's next here? Oh, back to Crypto Janice. Let's see. How many guys? Man, you guys are numbers kind of weak today. Weak on the post, right? So we'll take some requests. Okay, I already got the Nifty down. We'll take some more. Okay, Crypto Janice is back for virtual USDT. Virtual USDT. Let's do it over here. You see what I'm doing here? I'm keeping this because I don't want to. I'm going to move this over because I don't want to lose it. Because I'm going to keep an eye on that. I'm going to trade that. Okay, so I got a. Oh shit. I think I did it here. Let's do it here. So virtual is lower right. Shit. Oh, I did it wrong. Is it here? Here. Oh, fuck me. Where's virtual? I might have fucked you up there. No, that's it. That's what you gave me. So let's copy, save. I don't see virtual. Unless is pump virtual? Fuck, I don't know. Pumps? No, that's your. Hey, Crypto Janice, if you're watching, I need you to repost the one with virtual. I don't see it. I got a whole bunch here. I don't see it there. I don't see it there. And I don't see it there. So I need you to post that one again. So I'll go to your pump right here, lower right. And then if you're watching, you could post that other one for me, for us. Okay, so pump. Well, this has been getting some action lately. I don't know why. What a name for a crypto. Pump coin. Well, it wasn't so pumpy right there. Okay, so let's get back to a daily. Let's see where we are. Oh, pump, dump. Pump, dump. God, perfectly named coin. Looks like he's got a short set up here. What are we doing here? So ABC. Again, when they're like that, you gotta kind of be aware of what you're really trading. This is kind of distorts everything. Right? They're very annoying when it does that. Okay, so what are we trying to do here? Looks like we've got a target down here. So let's go to a 4-hour. Oh shit. No, Crypto Janice, he likes some lines. Okay, I'm doing this Crypto Janice only so I can see what the hell we're doing here. I like this one here. I'm going to move some of this. I'm just going to get out of here just for our analysis here. But I see that's meaningful to him. It's all it does is make it harder for me. Okay, so this is, oh, that's your median lines. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to, let's just go to default here. Let's just clean it up a little bit. Okay, so we got a W candidate, WX, looking for a Y down here. So it looks like we have, I know he just had this and I deleted it here, but just so I could see where we were. So we get a corner, right? So we broke, where you can see the reaction here at the golden zone, then we pump back up through it. So this is actually, while it's technically, right, it's very reasonable, with the algo's not helping us there. So we know we got a 707 here. What would make you think that's a good pivot? Right? Do you see they just barely got it? Barely, if I get on that, right? They just barely got that swept the high there, and then oh, that's you know, somebody bought that. All right, that's painful, right, to watch, right? Because you know somebody was, oh, it's going to the moon. Oh, ouch. Same kind of thing here, right? It's the exact same idea. Did they sweep it? Yeah, they swept it. All right, so liquidity is the, you know, it's kind of that's where they're going to enter. That's how they're going to do it. W. Oh, let's make it bigger. WX. Now, what do we need here? ABC. Now, some of you, right, don't want to, you know, if you want to short that, want to have at it. Let's go to a 1. 1 golden, right? 2 target. Retracing now. Wicks getting through, but no close, right? So they're still short. Here's the next target. So, well, that's clearly a 3. So we might do this as a diag. It's hard to call it, right, until they get make a little more progress here, but there's no way around that being a 3. And I don't think you want to do A, B, C because that looks impulsive. So you got potentially 1. We'll see, right? That's, oh, well, let's put it there just for now. It's a little bigger than we need. Let's put that in yellow. If I go to a 15, A, B, C, looks like you might be able to get away with that. So you'd have an A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. Maybe we get away with that. Let's see, right? It's not, right? You're too late for this, so now you're just trying to get a count on here that would support the premise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you've got a zigzag there. There's no way around it. Okay. Now you're looking for the next ABC, to give you the 3. Might get you to your median line. It's a lot to forecast, right? So this one is not quite ripe. You're way too late to sell it, right? If anything, what if you saw this? You know, you'd be looking for, okay, if we sweep this, depending on how far it goes here, you'd be looking for a retrace. This would be an internal. Well, it didn't do anything, so you just would have an internal little structure break. But it's an irrelevant because this produces nothing. It doesn't break a high. It doesn't do shit, right? So it's a pivot. If we break this, okay, well, it's an if you went to a, 5 minute, you might say, okay, I've got a little internal sweep. Retrace, right? So A, B is what you'd be after here. No telling how far that goes. I mean, you could do it right here, right? If things stay weak in crypto. So is there a trade here? No, not yet. Wait, let this happen, right? If it's going to happen, let that sweep. Look for the retrace. That's the one you'd want. But however this plays, if you get that sweep and you anticipate the retrace, because on a smaller time frame, that would be a structural break. We get lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. It's lower than this, right? So if we break that, we'd have an internal. It is a break of structure at a micro degree. So then I'm going to get a retrace, right? Well, what I would anticipate is a retrace. I've got a little fair value gap right there, right? So I might get that. Then I'm down here, right? Now I got a 3. Now I'm looking for a 4. Now I'm looking for a 5 to get down here. So a lot of waiting, right? Just let it set up. But do you see how every time, right, if it's retracing here, my target is almost 3, 4, 5 to 1 of what my risk is. Another big advantage to Elliott Wave, right? If you're waiting for this or waiting for this or waiting for this, the stop's up here. Get right on there. There's no reason to be a buyer here, right? It's too soon. So there's no trade here. Too late to sell. It's not too soon to buy. So you wait. Did you give it to me, Pump or Crypto Janice? No. All right. Okay, so you give me another one. Lower right. Okay, so think right. So this Pump, keep it on your watch list. Not ripe at the moment. So now I got wild. Wild. So many crypto coins now. Wild. I lose track of. Can't keep track of them. I just watched the 10 majors. Okay, so let me get this one off. All the copies off. Okay. Wild. Wild coin. On Binance. Okay, wild coin. Wild coin. All right, well, I got to pull out here to get some perspective here. Okay, hang on. Okay, do we need to be in log? I guess we do. Looks like he's broken it into quarters. 25, 50, 25, but we're log, so. Okay, so here's the other thing, right? Is I would want to do this. A, B, C, W, X. I can bring A, B, C to finish that. All right, let's put this back on. Well, that's some serious volatility. Yeah, you finish with you get an impulse here to finish it. All right, so remember we begin and we end in 5, so this sequence here is ending with that 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So not the smoothest, cleanest Elliott I've ever seen. Diag. So A, B, C. Crypto Janice, right? Just a good practice, right? For your benefit, not just mine. Always anything that's got a pivot, give it a label. What is it? Right, same thing here, right? I've noticed you do this every now and then. A, B, C. Right, since you're playing the impulse here, well, let's see. Can you get away with this? Okay, we got a little bit of an error here. No big deal. Just may have been he forgot to change it or relabel it. Okay, we're going with the impulse here. I might be inclined to do it this way. I don't know that it fucking matters now, but it just you see it plays better. It has a better look, right? If we're doing it this way, and I'm getting this 5 to finish. Now I'm gonna go. So I've got my 5 there. All right. Better look, right? Looks better Elliott wave flow here. A, B, C into the B, right? So there's the A, there's the B. Now here, see, I think if you go to the C here, you don't want an ABC here. You want a 5 here, which looks like you can get. So you want 1, 2, oh fuck. Looks like it would be here. Here. For that W. Okay, so now you got your ABC WXY. All right, so let's get you W, come up. Okay, so now I got it. Okay, so now I've got an A, B, C into a W. A, B, C into an X. Now I'm going to need a... Oh, God, man, I'm doing this only because I can't see in there. Whoops. Ah, fuck me. Get out of there. Oh, you're locked. That's why. I may be redrawing what you've already done. I'm just doing it so I can see what's in there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're kind of stuck with it, right? Again, I'd come back here and go. Yeah. Okay, let's go with it. There's the A. Here's the B, which is kind of fucked. Let's go to the 4. There's your B, A, B, C. Everything gets wildly distorted by a wick like that. But if you come here, A, B. Looks like we got a diag here. Okay, so again, I'm doing this just so I can see in there. This is good, right? It's a good habit, right, that I've just noticed you're doing here. You're wicking off the liquidity, right? It's good, very, very well done, right? So you want to do that for your own benefit. Okay, so if they sweep this, right? So every one of those is a target, right? It's all we just, I think we're past, you know, needing to qualify that, right? Every pivot is a target because behind every pivot is liquidity. What's liquidity? Stops. So we're doing this as a diag. From the B high, ABC into a 1. Let me brighten this up a little bit. Into a 1, ABC into a 2, ABC into a 3, ABC into the 4 here. Note the liquidity here has not been swept, right? So you can stay short, right? When they're coming back to get it, right? That's going to be meaningful. All of this is just open, waiting. With the big one being this low down here. Right at the golden zone. Well, that works out pretty well. So he's trying to get this into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if I can get that out of there. All right, diagonal. What creates a diagonal? It's the battle between bulls and bears, right? It's not settled, right? It's bulls, oh, we're coming. No bears, we're coming down. We're going up. It creates all the overlap, right? It's often why you see it at the beginning and the end of trends because of that conflict between bulls and bears. So what would you, as you look here, what's the path of least resistance, right? We're getting lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Trend is down, but you see it's expanding. Let's get in there. 1. Let's go up. 1, 2. Okay, so this is, it looks like it's just a little bit of labeling here, right? So if we're going to do it as a diag, remember that has to be ABCs. So you've got a diag into a 1 here, it's good. But then you've got an impulse here, but we can't do it this way. We can't go 5, 3, 5 and do a diag. Oh, so it's just this bit here. We want a series of 3s. So this actually, if you keep that, it doesn't kill it. It just means you'd have to do maybe the 4s over here. A, B, so let's label that up. That way you can use that. Did we get an impulse? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. So you can use that impulse here. I mean, that's kind of it's not gorgeous, right? But it's valid, right? So okay, there's the B. Is that Al? Looks like it might be a little far. Oh. Right, so yes, that's Al. Al, our friend, Algo. All right, there. All right, so how do we know it's an algo? It's not this, right? It's this, the reaction at the target, right? So did they get paid? Yep, they got paid. Okay, so you've got your ABC here as a candidate into the 3. So what you're looking for, I'm going to change this a little bit. So you're looking for a pushback into that 4. Now, often for a 4 in a diag, we want to look at the start of 1 through the pivot of 3 and look for the 50. Should be right here. Could fly over a bit. Get a new algo target. So what are you looking for here? 3 into that, where we have an order block. Oh, we got an imbalance here for a value gap, so you're looking for this to complete. Come down here. Oh shit, that could go deeper. Well, you'd probably be expecting that to go deeper. So you're looking for that to finish. That's what you're after. Oh, we should have gone all the way. All right, the final sweep of that liquidity down here to get you into a 3, 4. No shit, it could go farther. But let's see what comes next. Because right now it looks like, oh shit, that's all we're doing here. For all we know, this keeps going. We don't know how far that's going to go. So it's not ripe, but I'd be watching this, right, for the opportunity to be a buyer to get this thing down here and take whatever reaction here, and then you're looking for the next retrace, right? Do I get a 3? And this is your stop. I mean, it's not that complicated. I mean, this is okay. There's some tricky stuff in there, but once we get a pivot, did we sweep liquidity? Yes, right? Do we have any imbalances? Yes. Do we retrace into a 3, right? Do I have all the ingredients? Yeah, I got all the ingredients. What am I trading for? The 3, right? Was the risk reward worth it, right? Is it worth to take the risk right there? Well, that's again in our purple belt system, right? Over here, right? We come back here. You want to get into the purple belt here, which is, no easy task, right? And 50% off. You want to get into that. Okay, we're only going to let you trade. To pass that, you can only trade 3s and Cs. Why? Because those are the money waves. We want you to build that habit, that discipline. 50 trades, 3s and Cs. Then you can do them in sim if you want. You don't have to do, but you got to do 50 of them, right? Because I'm going to build that habit. You're going to you won't look at the market the same way. You're going to be looking for where are the 3s, where are the Cs. So you could, for example, have taken this trade, right? There's your C wave. Want to get bonus points? All right, that's wicks. Goes to second target. Second most common for a C, right? 127, 138. Where do we go? 138. Retrace. Okay, good stuff. Okay, he gave me the virtual now. Okay. Copy link. Okay, so keep wild on your radar. Oops. I didn't want to do that. Did I get it? Virtual, there we go. Okay, so let me save that. Get rid of that just because I end up with so many. I have 600-700 member templates. And I say, come on. Because I save them every time. Oh, fuck me. Okay, hang on a sec. Copy link. Let's try again. Something didn't work there. Okay, so now I got to copy and save. There it is. Okay, so I can get rid of this one. Virtual. Okay, this looks good. Okay, I can probably, let me just do this so that I don't have to keep deleting his stuff. There we go. Okay. All right, I don't know. It's just, it seems so weird to see the market move in these 3s and 5s. Do we have a 5? Oh, the machine's lagging for some reason. No, did the market move in 5s and 3s? I've heard that's old school. Right? That shit doesn't work anymore. Does it? It's really, you know, it's kind of a misnomer to say, does it work? Does it work? Well, if it works, right, how are you defining works, right? Does it move that way? Well, that's beyond dispute. Does it work for you? Well, that's a matter of your trading skill. Right? That's the, you know, a fifth grader can identify 5s and 3s in the market, but does it work for you? Well, that's between you and you. Really, again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's another way to consider it, right? Because this just fucks your count up so dramatically. But it's, you know, somebody got stuff, sadly, somebody traded it there. Okay, I got an impulsive 1, and I'm just looking for 3 down. I'm going to move this out of the way just to clear up some real estate. Here's our golden zone. I'm going to do the same thing and just put that so I can see it better. Okay. Now this is, see, I would draw it twice, right? Just as a, it's my lowest low there. I still could do it, right? Because remember, the algo doesn't care about your Elliott count. I'd do it both ways, right? I would take the lowest low here after this wick, because I could do the 1, 2 there, right? So I could still do it here, right here. You guys probably can barely see that. But I can still do a 1, 2 here, right? So I would want to pay attention to both. That being this right here, right? So there's that golden zone. W, so I got an A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, waiting for that C. It's a 4 hour. Let's go to the 1. Okay. I'm going to brighten this up just a little bit so we can see it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got a, oh, that's a shit finish. All right, but we're kind of stuck with it. B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I get my C, I get my W, A, B, C. Well, that's not hard to spot. Well, if that's a W, right, again, this is where, you know, this is a huge advantage to Elliott Wave over any other approach to the market. What's coming here, right? If this is going to be correct, if this is going to play ball, right, this is not optional. This must come. Or when I say that, that just means, oh, if it doesn't do that, well, then this analysis is incorrect, right? It's, you know, counts get changed all the time. But as it sits here right now, look what I've got here. So I've got a 5. Well, let's use the other one. I got 5 down. I get 3 up, and oh, look at that. Hello, Al. Now, where's Al's target? Oh, shit, I can't even see yours here, so I'm going to change it. So it'll be down here. Oh, shit. Oh, did you pull from something secondary? Do we have closes there? Get your in on it. All right, I do. All right, so it looks like we've got, well, I got killed there. Ooh. It's kind of a judgment call. Looks like they stayed with it, but I wouldn't count on it. But I wouldn't take this off the chart, right? So I'd have a target down here. That would just be a little bit suspect in that it's a. So often I'll draw something over, so just to remind me. So if this count gets in trouble, this would be a little reminder. Oh shit! So something like I use this thing, right, just to show me. Okay, I got a little problem spot there in this count, right? If this gets squirrely on me, I know to come back here and look at that and go, is there another way I need to count this? I don't see it, right? But the algo here is questionable as to whether or not it's still there. Now, it could be that we pick it up again here. Front run, not uncommon, right? The front run on the target. Nothing says that that's done. So a few things just to, okay, it's not perfect, right? You don't expect anything to be perfect in the market. A, B, C into an X. So I've got an A, I got a B. I'm looking for that C down here. I like that you're doing this, right? So there's the liquidity. Right? So T2, not sure what he means there. Into that golden zone from below. Right, remember we pulled one from here and one from the absolute low. If we're coming down here, well, this is all going to get really ugly. So for right now, let's take that one off. Okay, so we get an order block right here, right? So this is the origin, right? We'll produce the displacement along the way up. It gave us our 1. We're pulling from this here, coming into this zone here. So is it ripe now? No, because you're looking for this. Do you don't want to be a buyer here? Let that happen. I know it's like, oh, but well, I could make more. So no, let it happen. That's the trade, right? So you wait for the 3 because that's the money ball. 5, 3, 5, 3. It's not rocket surgery. Okay, how am I doing on time? 1 o'clock. I may be early. Okay, so let me get you guys over here so I can see what you're requesting. I know I got the Nifty. Okay, XRP. Okay. All right, so let me start with the one I promised I was going to do, which is, oh, fuck, I don't even know the Nifty. Can I just do Nifty and get it? Fuck if I know. I don't know what is the Nifty? You may have to tell me what the Nifty. Well, I guess I can get it. Nifty 50. Okay, let's go to a daily, right? So whenever you bring up an asset for the first time, you always want to start on the daily. Okay, the next question, do I need to be in log scale? Well, it sure looks like it. No, it's not that far from the U.S., there's COVID. Well, it's like our we'll go to a weekly here. Perspective. Okay, let's just see if we can. So, major pivots, right? We want to pay attention to the major pivots. All right, what has been swept? Looks like we got a clear. So just eyeballing it. Okay, 1, 2. Yeah, it looks like we're still going here. Okay, so let's go up. Oh, I guess I got to do it this way. 1, can I get this WX A, B, C, D? I'll put it here. And that's possibly, let's get this to something that would make sense. So it's hard to get around this. This looks like you might have a WX with a triangle Y to finish it. So 1, 2. Let's go with this. So the next thing you want to start looking for is saying, well, is that a 4 or is that a 2? Well, here it qualifies. I mean, it certainly could be, here you're kind of stuck with like, oh, fuck, it could be either. Then I want to measure here, right? So you're just trying to get a gauge on it. Okay, well, is there anything here I can use that would be helpful to me? All right, it's long enough to be the 3. But the alternate, so in your mind's eye, you'd be, well, we can do it on the same thing. You say, okay, if that's not 3, could that be a 1, 2? And then this would be 3, 4, 5. Candidate, right? So let's put that intermediate in blue. All right, so one to the other. 4 or 2. Well, let's keep the labeling going, right? So this is just putting it together. Oh, let's come down. Let's go back to white here. Okay, does that fly? Well, we don't overlap, so and I've got an impulse in the middle of it. So we can take this off. Okay, so hopefully you see what I'm doing here. And then if it's 1, 2, and this is yet now a 1, I guess that we go down a degree. Let's go down. If that's a 1, 2 here, then this 3 goes way up here. This is all like we've got a long way to go. Hopefully that makes sense. because I can go 1, 2. It may not be far enough. Let's just look here. This is, I'm not sure. I'm just looking. Now, of course, longer is longer. So that's why, remember, the log will distort your eye. So do you see what just happened there? So if this is the start of it and this is the 2, what's the highest probability location for a wave 3? Right here, 1618175. So this is a candidate here to do it this way, to do A, B, C, right, like this. That's why you have to come out of log, right, to measure. Because if you put it in log, you're like, oh, fuck, man, it's not long enough. Oh, shit, it's the shortest. No, longer is longer. But you can't see it, right? So you have to come here. Now I can see it if I do it this way. Again, I'm going to stick with it there. Starts to, takes a better shape here. Well, not a lot of choices here. So what are we trying to complete up here? Let's change this. Let's go to green here. That's shallow. Strong market, shallow 2s kind of go with the territory. This actually could still be going. Let's label it, right? It's always a good idea just as you're going, right? Because you're going to move them. It's a process. I mean, this is the sausage making, as we say. Oh fuck, what have I not used here? We'll do this. All right, so do we have a 3 here? Well, this is force of habit, right? I just do this instinctively, right? I always want to wick off my 1s because I'm kind of framing what's come before. So every 1 gets wicked off. Because then I can start to see, okay, right, higher highs, higher lows. Looks like that could still be going. Oh, I got too much green here. Let's go to white. Okay, 3, 4, 5 of 3. So now it doesn't look so elongated. So when I first was counting, it looked like 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna have this massive extension here. Maybe not. So let's go to right. It's just what has the right look. So coming off of the COVID low, right? This is our COVID low. Just out of curiosity, right? I can't resist, right? So if that's the 3. Remember, the algo doesn't care about your Elliott count, right? So it's not going to go, oh, it's an expanded B. No, it's just going to take the high to this dominant to dominant. All right, so we come right here. Fly for a 4. 1, 2, skinny. 3, 4. It looks like we're going up for that 3, right? So 4, 5, all still yet to come to get that 5. Oh, pardon me, to get that 3, right? So there's still potential for this all to keep going. We get that. 2, 3, 4, 5 would be up here. Of 3, 4, 5 still to come. So Nifty, pretty nifty. Now, important to all Elliott wave counts, channeling. All right, good Elliott count will respect the channel. Well, what's the next thing you would anticipate here? Staring you right in the face. Right, sweep that liquidity. Now, does that look, if I go to a daily here, do you see what just happened here? Right, it's the shit you look for, right? Every time, right? Do I have a pivot? Right? Did they sweep liquidity? Yep. Because, do you see, okay, this is a good example, right? Do you see how you would think, oh man, I see it. It's A, B, C. Okay, I got it. And this is why I tell you, you don't want to take this one, right? You want to wait for this and then the retrace. Well, this, oh, right? You could have been right here and taking the trade. You take a loser. Okay, get used to it. Thank you. My stop did its job, right? So it doesn't do this, right? So, oh, okay, I got to reconsider. So that can't be a 2, right? It's no longer valid. So you got to reconsider the whole thing. So this becomes the important pivot now down here that you'd be looking for liquidity, right? That's important because it's already swept. It kind of fucked you there, right? Because it looked like you had it. So this has to be another 3. All the ingredients were there, right? Swept on this one. Swept on this one. So now, what does that leave? That has to be the 4. 1, 2 is pretty, again, shallow on the 2. Put it here. It's hard to call it, right? It could be here. It's so skinny, though. And you don't really have a 3 there. It looks more like a 5. Let's go to an 8. Let's say ABC, so I'd put it here. Now, okay, I need a, again, it's not optional. I need an impulse here. That's the bit weird. Try a 2 hour there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's the A. And so I would do it this way. A, B, C. All right, running. Is it perfect? No, right? It's atypical, right, to have that truncated C, but that looks like 5. That actually looks like 5 too. Jeez, fuck. You could just, you'd have to kind of wait and see how this comes out. Because that does look like it could be a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not great. But we don't. Okay, so here now, hopefully your eyes just already started seeing this. What's different here? I'd get off there. What's different? We're not sweeping the lows, right? We're getting higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? So that's the big difference. What's being swept? The highs. Break, retrace. So what do we know? What do we anticipate? Break, retrace. You see that difference, right? You see like, oh, okay. All of a sudden, something's changed. So perhaps we can do this. Do we have it? No, it's too deep, right? It's not ripe yet. Why do I say that? Again, right? Apply your Elliott Wave, right? So can't. Is this going to be 1? Well, what are your options here, right? If that's going to hold as the 1, let's take this down. If that's going to hold as the 1, and this is the 2, you know. You see the little, that's why that's a little bit tricky here. This could be A, B, C. But for right now, and part of the reason you might think that is because I really want this to be the 1. So if I put it back here, I know I'm doing this on the fly. All right, welcome to the sausage making. All right, so you're like, oh, I'm not sure. Could be here. Because this is fucking up my impulse, right? I can't call it that way, but it's fine for a 2. So I would do the same thing I did before, right? I would just say, okay, this is a question mark in here, right? This could play a couple of different ways based on what comes next. But that's how I do it. I just put it in the ellipse is what I use for, okay, potential. I'm going to recount this based on what comes next. Is this technical? Yep. Good spot for a 2. So what am I looking at for a 3? Well, why not use the channel? Oops. All right, a good Elliott account's going to lean into that channel. We'll come back here. All right, so 1, 2, maybe. Again, I'm still unsure about this. But if I get an impulse here, I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, I got my 3. I'm looking for a 4, 5. Get out of there. What am I trying to complete? I'm trying to complete the 3, 4, 5, right? So lots more potential for that to go. No reason to be. The next thing you got to watch for here is what? I mean, you know, I'm assuming you guys would recognize. Well, that's the sweep, right? This would be, what would this be? That would be a break of structure. What do we anticipate after a break of structure? Retrace. Now that may not come back all the way because if this is going 1, 2, 3, if this is the 2 and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 sweep, well, you're not thinking, oh, that's the 3. Oh, it's just no. What are you thinking? You see how you can start to structure a trade like, oh God, I can almost see it. I can almost see it before it happens. I get a 5 up here. Well, that's not going to be the 3. That's going to be the 1 of the 3. So thus, then the sweep here makes sense. So I go 1, sweep the liquidity here. Oh, fuck, here. Let go of my mouse. Try again, right? So I go 1, sweep the high. Oh, that's a break of structure. What do I anticipate? Retrace. Now I'm looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, again, this bit, not optional. This is not optional. Well, none of this is optional, right? That, not optional. If this is going to be hold the 2 and that's the 1, 2, this must come. Or this is all wrong, right? So there's a conviction that comes with that, in that you're more comfortable putting money at risk here, because I know if it does this, well, my analysis is wrong. Stop. Did its job. Okay, well, now I reevaluate. Oh, is this going to be something more complex and the 2 is going to be down here? Maybe. But then it's still, like, I'm still looking for the 1 to come off of that. I'm looking for the 5. The power of the 5s and 3s is underappreciated unless you're a hardcore Elliottician, right? Because it guides you. Right? There's no way to be certain here. How do I get certain? Well, what's next? What do I get? Shit, that could be done right there, and it's going to roll over. That could be we could be doing A, B, and we're going to go C here. Oh, okay. Well, did we sweep liquidity? Yes. Right? Is that a change of character? Do you see how an ABC is just a change of character with a retrace and then a break of structure? It's the same shit, just different labels. Oh, how am I doing on time? Okay, what do I get for you guys? Third wave of 1, above all. Yeah, above all. That's a good handle. That's a good handle, above all. Yeah, Bitcoin is weird at the moment, I got to say. I was leaning into this as a candidate, right? Maybe we could get a 1 here. Well, this all relies on, we get a truncation here, which is, you know, for Bitcoin, okay, right, so maybe you can get the 5 there, but to truncate on the C wave, well, the reason this looks more promising is because I got this impulsive move here and left a fair value gap. Well, that's already been mitigated, right? So you can see this already got mitigated, right? So that's out. Right now we're coming back down, but then we're leaving fair value gaps here, so it's a bad sign for bulls. All right, so all of these imbalances here, you know, we got 1 of them mitigated. Well, this mitigated, right? So you only got 1 up here that's still untouched. But that's not a great sign. I think this goes just a little beyond Al. No, it doesn't. All right, so right in the pocket here. Oh, you probably call this an order block, or you just use the whole thing. All right, you get a sell side order block right there, right? So we're coming out of that, right? And it leaves, how do we know it's a good order block? Boom, boom, two fair value gaps, right? So we know this is muscle here. Here's the target. 1, 2, 3. See, the 3 was a little, did we really finish it there? That's a little bit of a hopium count, as I posted this for the guys in the Discord here. It's a little, that's what I said, a little hopium. But it looked a little bit better coming into the day, right? So we had, let me get it right on there, this pivot here. So there's a possibility that we had done a very skinny little B here, and the C was going to be in here. So when we had this push here, I thought, oh, this may just hold, but nope, right? So what do you do, right? Okay, well, that was already a little odd to have such a shallow B. Now it makes more sense. So what matters now is there any question about where the target is for algos, right? Institutions, we don't. It's not too hard. There they are. Now, but see, that's a good point in that. Okay, if we come down here, if we sweep this cannot be a 1. So what does that leave, right? If it's not that, what's left? Well, A, B, C. Right, that would just be fuck. You could do it here. Well, let's cross that bridge when we get to it, because you might have to go A, B, C. There's a hold. I would do this as well here. I'd want to see the volume profile on this. Where's I'd do the whole thing. Okay, well, where's my POC? Right here. We get below this, or okay, well, these are very obvious targets. So if they can't get these, right, that's the tell. Because is there any question there's going to be liquidity down there? No, we all know that. So okay, if we do this, okay, that can't be a 1. So we're back to A, B, C. So maybe we do end up with this. The 4 gets put somewhere in here. Oh, that's going to be a shit show. No, you're going to end up doing an ABC here, right? Because that's just not going to work, right? But we're not there yet. Ah, fuck me, get out of there. We're not there yet. So don't assume. Careful, right? Don't assume, because it's easy to look at this and go, oh fuck, they're going to go get that liquidity. Obviously, as soon as you start thinking that, right, they won't get it, right? There is no obviously in the market, right? Well, those are targets. Let's be aware of them. But you can make the same case that this just happened here, right? That liquidity just got swept, right? You get equal lows sitting here, right? This is just consolidation, right? It's at the POC, right? So you're sitting here. What are we doing? We're going up. We're going down. We're going to go up. Well, we're coming back to it. Oh, well, those equal lows just got swept. Well, here's a bigger target, and even bigger still over here. So are they coming for this? Well, the algo has already made its first target right here. So they don't need to. Apparently there's a tendency now, I just read this yesterday, a lot of big whales have been selling up in the 110 to 115 range and then just rolling into the ETFs. Okay, there's tax advantages to doing that. So there's been a lot of big sellers up here. 110, 115, 108, a lot of selling going on from whales because they're rolling over to the ETFs. Which you can understand why, right? At that size, tax advantages are important. So this is killed. So now you're just waiting to see, okay, are we going down or not? Now, of course, don't forget channeling. All right, that will be important to it as we sit there tapping the edge of the channel. Okay, so do you see we have a measured move here that's tapping, it's hitting its target. We've got the clear targets down here. What happens next? No, you don't. Well, there's a classic. Okay, you don't want to be buying that. You don't want to sit here. Oh fuck! Oh, look, hit his target. Now I want to buy it. No. I wouldn't be entertaining longs until we broke that pivot. We got to break that. Then I'd be interested down here, right? Edge of value. I'd be interested in that, but only if we hold this down here, which. You know, those that can move the market, you don't think they see that? Of course they do. So it's going to take a whale on the other side of it to drive it out of there, or we're likely to do that. Path of least resistance is down. No question about that. Okay, somebody else was looking for XRP. Oh, fuck. Well, let's go over here. I think I might have it right here. Yeah, I do. Okay, XRP, come on, baby. ETFs are coming, right? I think they're closer and closer now. Anyone who's long is holding. We've been holding through all of this. I got a big piece of this. So can we hold here? Well, when did we do this? January, going sideways for the whole year. Well, you got a perfect measured move in there. Boom, boom. You see it? Boom. So that can come out. Now that side's broken. But you see how we came back to it here? We got the reaction, which usually means that the other side won it. That's always a fib fight. These guys got it. Probably a series as well. Let's get in there. Get this one out because that's broken. So this, you kind of want to be aware of this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got to look at both because this is, that's just a liquidation wick. Right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right, I got a lot of threes here. Can't seem to get out of its own way. I can't get a 5. Can't get a 5. Right, so that's what's holding us back. We can't get a 5. Here's 1, 2. Could that be a diag going in? Well, it could be, but we don't have it yet. How am I doing? 124. All right, get a couple more. Get that 5, and I'm going to feel a little bit better. Well, here's your POC, right? Do you have any particular edge here? Well, you've got an inverted maybe. Don't trade the maybes. Let it complete. If it's going to do if it's going to do a 5, okay, good. Now I got a 5. Then this becomes the key liquidity. But now, right, we got to be sure we don't break this, because it's 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Too many threes, right? So we need a 5 to come up here, right? We go up to the, you got a high volume node here. We can see this, right? The low volume node here. Okay, that's entry targets. You want to look for entries at low volume. High volume is a target. It's just going to be thicker, right? So if we come back to this, well, you got 2 targets here, right? You don't want this to be swept, right? Because then we can't call it a diag. We can't overlap the 2. So ABC, even this is, you know, I'm on an 8-hour. Let's go to 1, right? Is this, do we have, even that's a little skinny. The 3 there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you got to maybe. No action to be taken there. It's not ripe yet. Adam. Above all, Adam. Oh, Adam with 2 M's? I don't think we have 2 M's in there. Crypto. What should we do here? I guess we'll do it. We want to do perpetual. Where's the aggregator? Oh, let's do Femex. They're my sponsor. Okay, let's get over to Femex. Let's get down to a daily. Well, they haven't recovered from that. Jesus, that's pretty recent. Why are we doing that? Is there good Elliott in here? Well, let's take them. Not really. Make sure, well, there's a 5, right? So you would be thinking, well, let's, oh, fuck me, come here. Let's hope that's A. And that we're coming down here as a 1. 3, 4, 5. We're coming down to that. That's what I'd be looking at. We want to see about beginning and ending. Now, if we put this back on, right now, this fucks the count up. But you know, almost you just want to turn a blind eye to it, right? Because it's distorting the count so much. I'd be, think of it like a fair value gap. It's just a big imbalance. This would be, right, a reasonable target, 50% of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come down for that 5. Now it doesn't have to, but that would you'd mitigate it there. It's not a. It's pretty. Can you get that? Definitely not time to be a buyer. Not yet. Right, we're gonna let this happen. Right? Even if we do this, if we come down here, not there. You got to confirm the low, right? So how do we do that? Well, you're going to have to break some of this. You got to get up here. Now I can take it. And that's, you know, at least you get change of character. Here would be your next break of structure up here, right? Because that broke this low, right? So you're going to have to go, that's what you're waiting for. But look at it. I'm on a daily. That could be 2027. 2027. Can you wait that long? In crypto, the people that can have been rewarded. Now, does that continue? Remains to be seen. What else we got? Sam, just want you to thank you. Oh, Beandog. Oh, man, I'm so glad to read that, right? That shit makes my day. You'd be surprised. Most of the commentary I get is negative. So it's always nice when I get something positive. I appreciate that, guys. Okay, so now we're here. It looks like we're done. Thanks, Beandog. That's a good handle. Above all, Beandog, Pilgrim, SD, Solar Eclipse. God, you guys are, the handles are kind of always creative. Anybody else there? I think I got everybody. XVG, last one here. We'll do XVG. It's the last one I see. XVG. Oh, let's go to the aggregator just to make it easy. Daily. Well, I might have to go weekly here. Oh, Verge. God, these guys they had. They were a player for a while. Okay, right. So right away, what's the first thing your eye should see? Did they sweep liquidity here? Yes. All right. So that makes you think, oh, well, fuck, A, B, C. Wouldn't you just right off the top of your head, right? If you said to a fifth grader, well, where's the 3? Where's the 5? Where's the 3? Now, do I need to be in log? Pretty much. You can't even look at it out of the log, right? So you have to be. So there's our liquidity sweep. So this is our key pivot here. Now, do I have a 5 there? No, you can't do it, right? Because this overlaps this. So you've got slop. You could do A or 1, 2, 3, but that doesn't fly. Oh, you're kind of fucked there. Nothing good there. Oh, that's too bad, right? Because you get an impulse here. So you'd have to do it this way: A, B, C, right? So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no way around that, right? That's an impulse. So you're stuck with that. So A, B, C. Okay, 1. Oh, fuck. There's an A, B, C again. Oh man, this is just, you're really seeing you're seeing this concept here really dramatically get off of that. It always does that when I let go of it. Sweep, sweep, sweep. It should be the first thing your eye sees. All right, where's the liquidity been swept? You'll get to where you can't not see it. Right. There you go, right? So all of this, I could do 10 more, right? So always, right? Okay, so this is now an important pivot. This is not playing particularly good Elliott ball, so I would just look here and say, okay, at some point here, we're going to start again. We're going to get, this is, what do we have here? Right? It's just consolidation, right? We're just stuck. Can't rally, can't sell off, we're just stuck, right? So if I did this off of the low, oh shit, I'm on the aggregator, so I can't get it. Thought I'd get a volume profile, but that's going to be high volume, probably a POC right in the middle of it. Yeah, so I wouldn't even put that there yet. Right now, there's no you have no edge. Right? That's the problem here. No edge in Verge. I don't know what it is, right? So if I can't read it, it should be, the one. So remember the one that Pilgrim posted, where it's like, oh my God, it looks like it's right out of a textbook. Those are the trades you want. It had some decent starts and stops, but now you're stuck. Is Al involved here at all? He might be. Well, was he here? Maybe. Too far, right? So it's sloppy TA. It's more just confirming there's no edge here at all, right? I wouldn't touch this until more, either sweep the lows, sweep the highs. It's just not playing good technical ball, right? And there's no Elliott ball in here, and there's just, that you could just bring it over, right? We're just going sideways, a little hot, a little low. So if I put a volume profile on that, it's going to be, the bulk of the trading is going to be right where we are. This is probably the value area. So no edge there. Okay, guys. All right, I'm going to wrap it there. Go get some lunch. 1:30. Look at that. Pretty good. Only a couple minutes over. I really do always appreciate you guys hanging out with me here. I know many watch this after the fact. I'm going to do this one more time because it's going on for the whole month, right? So all of this, this belt system, the whole thing, everything is 50% off, right? So one time of the year we really go aggressive on the pricing. So if you want to develop a skill set here, here's one thing I tell you. These are not easy. This white belt, that's, not too hard. By the time you're getting to purple, you're more sophisticated technically than most, right? You get through this and you go into brown. Now brown, we bring in all of the market structure, and it's really reinforcing, because people go, oh man, everything I see is market structure and SMC and ICT, and like, oh, slow down, buddy, slow down, man. They play perfectly together. So this is a nice complement to the two. So all good pricing here. That'll go for the rest of the month. Okay, there's I'm not a huge promoter, but just so you know that's going on. Okay, guys.